I'd like to welcome everyone to the webinar this morning. My name is Judy Feldhausen, and I am joined today by Tammy Hester. Say hi, Tammy.
Hi, everybody.
So, and
hi, Tammy.
Yeah, we're so excited to be here today to talk about one of our least favorite topics, actually, which is frustration and overwhelm. And Tammy and I have been going through a process recently. That's why this topic came up, a topic of frustration and overwhelm. But I just want to let everybody know that there's going to be a lot of personal references today, and maybe some personal stories about how we were frustrated and how we have come out of it. But I would like to mention that this process is not only for the Fortify system and going onto a new meal plan or changing your lifestyle. Frustration and overwhelm happens to all of us at one point or another. And this process that we're going to talk about today will work for all of that. Isn't that right, Tammy?
It is. And I also wanted to say that it's a life lesson, and it's how you choose to react to diversity. It makes all the difference in the world. It really does build character, and it makes you stronger.
It really does. And I don't know if any of you have ever looked like the gentleman in this picture, or felt like you looked with the gentleman in the picture. Some of you guys can't pull your hair out because you don't have any hair out to pull. I think it's because you've shaved your heads. That's why, I'm sure that's why that is. But many of us have this feeling of frustration and overwhelm and just not even knowing what to do. So we'd like to, first of all, start today with sharing a story. And Tammy, why don't you talk about what we had talked about the other day when we were talking about stories and frustration.
Absolutely. Well, earlier this year, I was going to my niece's beach volleyball game. And when you're overweight, it is so difficult to even walk through the sand. It wears you out. And you just try to keep up with everyone, but you get so winded. And one time I got so frustrated with myself that I didn't even go to one of her games. It's like, why even bother? It's going to be it's just hard to walk through that sand. Plus, not to mention, you feel awful in a swimming suit. And I just didn't want to deal with it. So when you go to the beach, I live in Florida. I mean, this is like beach capital of the world. And sometimes you get so overwhelmed, you get paralyzed and not even do anything. Right, Judy?
That's absolutely true. So what were some of those feelings that you had, Tammy, when you were frustrated and overwhelmed walking through that sand?
It's like, how the heck am I going to take off this weight? It's like from year to year, you just gain another 10 pounds, another 10 pounds. You're going, how the heck am I going to get a hold of this? I really, really, really would love to rock out in a bikini again, but I'm definitely far from that. But it's like, how the heck do you get to where you want to go? Want to be there. You want to be there, but how the heck do you start?
Exactly. And so a lot of us ask ourselves that question, how do I? And if we knew, we'd do it, right? If we really, really, really knew all the different things around it and all the stumbling blocks, and if we knew, but asking ourselves a question without a specific answer just causes more frustration.
Exactly.
So there's choices that can happen when we become frustrated. And this is what so many of us do.
And Judy, and I think one of the reasons why we do quit is that we lose our vision and we forget how to dream. So you forget to take those baby steps. So then you end up doing nothing, and you usually add on more weight, and then you become more frustrated, and it just becomes a vicious cycle. No pun intended.
Yes, yes, vicious cycle. Thank you, Tammy. And it's true that whether it is with weight or whether it is with selling product, the same thing happens. You quit. You decide, okay, if this isn't, I'm frustrated, I'm going to quit. And then what happens is it becomes cyclical, right? And next time it happens, you're more frustrated. And so, this is what causes people to quit. It's not just something happening once. It's having it happen over and over and over again.
Right. And then you find yourself in a very, very deep hole. Like, how are you going to get out of that hole?
Exactly. And if you look at it, we're not alone when we quit, when we're frustrated. 90% of all diets fail. And 60% of exercise resolutions stop after the first week in January. So if you're among people that quit, really you're among the majority. If you think of, in most network marketing, only 20% make it through really the first 3 months of network marketing because people don't know what to do. They get frustrated, and it's so much easier in this world that we are in today. Most individuals believe that we should have immediate gratification. So when we meet that first stumbling block, when we get frustrated, the first thing we do is saying, well, this doesn't work, so I think I'm going to go someplace else. Or we complain about it. We complain to everybody about it. Oh, I can't lose weight. Oh, network marketing doesn't work. Oh, my husband is just not, or my wife or spouse is just not doing what he's supposed to or she's supposed to do. I deserve to have it easier. I've worked hard, and I shouldn't have to work this hard anymore. And Tammy, you mentioned another thing, that we've forgotten how to dream.
Exactly. And when you forget to dream, people tend to die and wither away, and you don't want to do that. We're supposed to live with vitality and passion. That's the way we should go, because you only live once. You might as well be happy.
Exactly. So what are one of the things that you can do, Tammy, when you get into that frustration period? What have you done?
Well, like you said, you're not alone. So support groups are a great way of airing out your frustrations. People have been where you've been. So when you feel like you're not alone, you feel like it's like, hey, this person's struggling with that too. And they could give you helpful hints. They could also make you mentally accountable for your actions. And again, it's important to know that you're just not alone.
It is. And to also, I think, show your vulnerability and let people know that you don't have all the answers, that you need help. And being able to use a support group or a support person, whether it's a mentor or a family mentor. Maybe you want to hire a personal coach or join a Facebook group. We have a Facebook group in our Fortify session, and it's amazing how everyone cheers each other on and commiserate when things don't go right and give suggestions, and is just there saying, yeah, I'm there with you.
Right. And it's okay to reach out and say, I really blew it this time. I I went out for a grandmother's 90th birthday party. I ordered everything and I enjoyed it. But you know what? It's a part of life, and it's okay to do that. Just don't keep doing it.
Exactly, because reaching for perfection is an impossibility, because do you know that perfection actually moves the closer we get to it? The closer we get to perfection, our idea of what it looks like changes, because It becomes more into focus. And when it becomes more into focus, it looks different than it did initially. So talking about focus, you really have to step back and figure out what kind of adjustments you can make to the situation. And, I know for me, my husband loves ice cream. And so he in the evening, he'll say, hey, do you want ice cream? And you know what? Sometimes I do say yes. So now that I'm on this program, of course, ice cream is not in the plan. So I developed a yogurt recipe that I made, so I know exactly what's in it, and there's no sugar. It's got fruit and yogurt and just good stuff. And so now I can sit down and pretend I have ice cream with him. But it's that shared food which is so important. And I know, Tammy, you also adjusted with your vegetables.
Oh, true. I am not a vegetable person. I think I had my first salad when I was 20 years old. I mean, that's pretty bad. And when I found out that I was going to be having to have like 6 servings of vegetables, it's like, how the heck am I going to do this? And then there's 5 ounces of mixed greens to boot. So I actually reached out to Judy and I said, Judy, how the heck am I going to eat all these vegetables? And she definitely made a great recommendation to put those veggies in the oven in what do you call them, Judy? Roast them. And now I have my 17-year-old niece, Brooke, who's saying, hey, can you make some for me? I want some carrots and broccoli. Can you please make me some? She's never asked me to do that before because she's seen how I've changed. And one thing that actually helped me when I was getting those veggies down is that I kept on telling myself that what I'm doing is I'm healing my body. So you just know that you're feeding the good bacteria when you're eating those vegetables, and it actually becomes empowering.
Isn't that the truth? So refocusing and taking a step back and looking forward at maybe making different choices, making some adjustments can help you get toward the goal, get you out of frustration without having to quit, and just look at things a little bit differently. That I know that helps me a lot. Also, this is a big thing, remembering your why.
Absolutely. It actually will help you when you want to cheat or when you just want to quit. You just have to keep it front and center. Just keep reminding yourself why the heck you started in the first place. And the more detailed you get, the more you're going to draw from within to keep you on that pathway.
That's so true. And we do have a whole webinar dedicated to how to develop your why. But it is true that when we get into a place of frustration, overwhelm, and even those thoughts of quitting, to really look at why are you doing this in the first place? What's important about this? What's the bigger picture here? To go back to that place and to look at your mission and your purpose, your why, it helps you feel like it's okay to continue and that you don't have to quit.
Right, and it's also important to take pictures. If you are doing a weight loss program, take pictures. That way, you can celebrate your successes along the way. Because if you're I mean, you're around yourself every single day. So a lot of the times, you may not even notice that you're starting to drop that weight. Whereas I've had people come up to me and say, "Wow, you're dropping the weight," and I'll tell you what, when people come up to you and say that, it really is a shot in the arm, and it helps you even go further and keep on that path.
That is so true. And when things happen also, you just have to know that you have to build muscle around it, right?
Absolutely.
Not only with weight loss, but with whatever it is, build some of that head muscle to know that we need to tough it out. We need to continue to work on it. And again, perfection isn't the goal. It's just getting through the situation sometimes. That is the goal.
Yeah, and also when you tough it out and you just keep on doing those baby steps, it becomes a habit. I have to admit, when I'm at the grocery store and I'm near the bakery goodies, I've been known to inhale deeply to enjoy the aromas and going, wow, that smells so good. And it's like, and that's about all I'm going to be doing, because I'm on a mission, I'm on a goal, and this isn't going to deter me in any way.
That's really so true, and it's okay to inhale those fumes. I don't know that there's calories in there.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Sometimes for me, I think so though.
Uh-oh.
I agree.
Who agreed?
Tracy.
Tracy. Yeah. Hey, Tracy. Hi. Yeah.
She's actually doing the journey with us, so she knows exactly what we're talking about.
Absolutely. That is so cool.
But so, may I just put in my little 2 cents right here?
Absolutely.
I so appreciate our group. We have the best group, and we have the best synergy people. The synergy people that know that I'm on this journey and that I'm doing the Fortify, they have my back. I went with Nell to a little party that her granddaughter was doing, and they had pastries, and it was in this little bakery shop, and it was close, but they had pastries and little Dunkin' Donuts, or like those donuts on the stick, and a really nice salad. The salad was amazing. And she said she had a bag of nuts for me when I was thinking, oh, do we want to taste a little tart? No, she had a bag of nuts that she handed to me, and she says, here you go. I have one for you, one for me. So I had the salad, and that was it. Because our Synergy family knows that we're going to be having those moments that we need their support. And I love it,
Exactly.
And I did not taste any of those tarts, none of the little cakes that were in little individual wrappers. It was amazing, and I was fine with the salad. It was a wonderful salad. So,
and Tracy, I know exactly where you're coming from, because 3 days after I started the Fortify kit, it was my birthday. And I told everybody, don't bring cake. I said, bring vegetables. So everybody brought vegetables and we ate them. And it's so nice when they're
veggies are good.
That's right.
Yes, exactly. That's true.
It is
so I love the support that we all have.
Absolutely. And whether that support is a official kind of support group or just a friend saying, hey, I got your back.
Exactly.
It's absolutely wonderful. So being in frustration can be overwhelming, right?
Absolutely.
And the opposite is true. Being overwhelmed can be frustrating. We recently read a book by John Maxwell. Do you remember the name of that book?
Is it the 21 Irrefutable Ways of Leadership? That one?
The Laws of Leadership. I'm not sure if it was that book or the previous, maybe it was the previous book. I don't know. Bob would probably know. He's got a mind like a steel trap.
Yeah, exactly. Where the spring broke.
Oh.
But in that, I'm sure it was John Maxwell, whatever the book was, that was talking about learning. And so I thought I would share the way that I learned about learning in my coaching certification that just totally made so much sense to me. And so when we are frustrated and we are asking ourselves, how do I change this? What do I do? I'm just absolutely clueless, is the first level of learning. So you don't even know what you don't know.
Judy?
Yes.
What I could say is I didn't realize that food was so important and that it could play a critical role as to whether we are healthy or not, and how when you feed your body sugars, you're feeding the bad bacteria in your gut, and that's why you get those cravings. Have you ever noticed you're going, oh man, I need some chocolate, and then you just have to have it, and you go out and you get it, and you eat it, and then you no longer have cravings because you fed those bad bugs, and they're satisfied, and they will stay satisfied until they want some more, and then they'll say, give me some more chocolate. And it's just a vicious cycle for that as well.
That is so true. And I'm wondering how many of the population, the U.S. population, is in that place where they don't know that their food choices are determining their health.
My mother is one of them. It's like, she says, I don't feel very good. It's like, well, what did you eat? She goes, oh, Tammy, I've been eating the same foods for 70 years. I'm not going to change now. So I have a lot of education that I have to give my mother.
Yeah. And we're the same way here in Chicago. I do get some pushback. Luckily, my daughter in Colorado is probably ahead of me when it comes to the knowledge of the foods to eat. She doesn't allow red apples or carrots in her house because of the sugar content. So, there's levels of learning for all of us. So that first of just being unaware, just not even knowing that it is a possibility. It's kind of like my granddaughter, who I bring to dance camp now every morning. She has no idea where she is, how she gets there, how the car works. She just knows that she starts in the morning in the house and she ends up at dance camp. I asked her the other day, can you tell me how we get to the school here? And her answer was, no, I don't know. No idea. So, just that unawareness is, sometimes it's bliss, but it also keeps us in a place of non-movement.
And where it holds you back.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And the second step or level of learning is to know that you don't know. So that's where that awareness bulb clicks on. Have you ever been driving your car and all of a sudden, your eyes open and you go, oh my gosh, how did I get here?
I did. Especially from driving from Illinois to Florida, it's like, oh my gosh, how the heck did I get here? Just, you're on autopilot, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. So just bringing that awareness into your brain, so it is open, so that it has the ability to look at different possibilities and to soak in things that were not even possible previously.
Right. And when you are aware, you're so much more mindful of what you do.
It's so true. It's so true. And then there's that learning place, knowing it and being aware of it. It reminds me actually of when I started to drive a car, and I never drove a car before driver's ed. So being able to sit behind the wheel and know which one is the brake and which one is the gas, and that I had to put it into drive and check my rear view mirror, all those was almost like a checklist every time I got into the car for a long period of time. And the same thing I'm sure happened to you, Tammy, when you started with the Fortify plan.
Exactly. It was overwhelming, but with that group, you prevail. It's simply amazing how you have such a different look on everything.
Mm-hmm. And now you know before you go into the store really what you want to buy, right?
Exactly, and I try to stay away from those middle aisles.
Yes. Perimeter shopping, that's the key. Perimeter shopping. And so if you continue doing it over and over and over, just like we talk about in our 21-day challenge, that we form habits. And those habits become so absolutely automatic that we don't even have to think about it anymore. So we perform things as if it was a habit. And then the frustration just isn't around anymore. And, even if it does come up, because there's birthdays and holidays and special occasions that, there might be a twinge of, oh gosh. And sometimes also where, that blooming onion is sitting in front of us and there's like, well, I just can't ignore it today. And so, right, we slide back.
Exactly. And then also, you mentioned habit. I had a tendency of sleep until 7 in the morning. So I actually told myself I need to get this workout in the morning because that's the best way. Because for me, if I don't get it out of the way, then you're thinking about it all day long. Oh, I'll do it later. Oh, I'll do it later. But now I set my alarm clock for 5:30 in the morning, and just it took like about close to 21 days. And now I don't need an alarm anymore. I wake up right before the alarm, sometimes a half hour before the alarm, but I don't need it anymore, and it's become a habit.
Mm. And someone was going to say something.
This is Tracy again. When you were talking about shopping the perimeter of the store for your veggies and the things that you need to maintain, I was helping some friends, and I had purchased them some food. And when they got the food, they're like, did you not get any chips? And I told them, I said, I do not know where the chip aisle is. I do not know how to buy the chips in the grocery store. And that's how I look at it. It's like, they're not good for you. I don't need to go search for them. And if I'm going to give something or help somebody with food, I'm going to give them something that's going to be nourishing and good for them. I'm not going to feed an addiction or something, because that's not who I am anymore. If I'm not going to eat them, I'm not going to buy them for somebody else to eat them.
Right.
And that's how I get it.
That is so great, Tracy. Yes, I went through that conundrum too, actually this morning, where I'm having all these guys over. And in the past, I probably would have gone to a donut store and brought everybody donuts before they started, working early in the morning. That they're going to need some energy. They need to have some some food. And so I have, let's see, I have active proarginine, E9, apples and nuts for them.
Exactly.
So, you know, so far not much has been touched. I'm sure the donuts would have been, but, you know, they can thank me later.
Exactly.
So these are the 4 levels of learning. So just know that it is a process no matter what we are going through. And, you know, frustration is part of number 2. It just is part of life. We need to learn how to deal with it. We need to reach out for help. We need to get that support to remember why we are doing what we're doing. We have to kind of step back and refocus and, you know, just tough it out when things are difficult, and we will get to step number 4, which is do it like a habit.
Judy?
Yes.
Yancy just typed in the power to engage or the habit to engage. For example, once you engage your tendencies to procrastinate, become less powerful over your lack of your lack to accomplish your goals.
That is so true.
Thanks,
so
Yancy.
True. Yes, Yancy. So, inactivity is daunting as frustration sometimes. So we can't forget that, you know, we have a why. We want to dream, and this quote by Volstar, who I have no idea who he is. I found this quote many years ago, but it says, "Reach high, for stars lie hidden in your soul. Dream deep, for every dream precedes the goal."
So right, Judy. If you have a vision, have a vision, should I say, and if you don't, people tend to wither away and not even know it. So dream big. As some of the most creative minds did just that. Just think of Thomas Edison, where he invented the light bulb, or Alexander Graham Bell the phone, or even Leonardo da Vinci. He was not only famous for his paintings, but he also designed military weaponry such as machine guns, crossbows, and even a tank. Now, can you imagine if these people had never dreamed big? They had vision, and they reached that goal because they were driven and they had passion.
That is so true. So I would like to thank everybody for being here. And are there any questions or comments that that you would like answered before we say goodbye today?
Hi, Judy. It's Homer.
Hey, Homer. How's Florida?
It's humid. I'm not a humid guy.
Welcome to Florida.
Oh, my God.
I know.
I got off the plane and I inhaled. I thought I inhaled soup. I mean, it was crazy.
I'm so glad you know how what I'm going through.
That's crazy.
Misery loves company sometimes.
But this was really an awesome webinar. And is it being recorded?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So it was great. You touched on so many things that hit home with us. It was really good. I just wanted to say.
Thank you.
Judy, this is Bob. How far along are you with the Fortify program now? How many days into it?
We're Tracy has the answer to that question.
Are we like getting ready to start week 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think we're coming on day 26 or so right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So that said, at this juncture, then, is it becoming easier or more routine for you? You're still struggling with the diet side of it, or is it becoming just more of a way of life?
Well, actually, I wrote a blog the other day in the beginning of week 3 about settling in and about having that comfy chair. And my fear was that it was too early to sit in the chair and enjoy the habits that I was creating, because there's so much more that I need to learn, and there's so much more variety that I need to add in my diet other than my cauliflower spinach shake for breakfast every morning.
Exactly. I'm feeling the same way, where we've got that routine down. Now we have to explore more variety. I totally agree with you on with that, Judy. How about you, Tracy?
Well, I'm not Tracy, but I can say something.
Sure.
I was going to say, okay, Homer.
Yeah. Yeah. But,
We live on the same block as her.
yeah. Hey, Bob, for me personally, it's more dealing with my feelings with food. I mean, I'm really learning that food has a lot to do with your emotions and your feelings, and the psychological part of it is really, I mean, eating the food is easy. Getting the diet, I don't even call it a diet anymore. It's just the way we eat. But it's it's sometimes you got a snack coming on, and you just can't get it in, and you're like, oh my God, a snack. But you just gotta do what you can do, how you can do it, and fight. Know that you're fighting against the bad. You're good, and you're fighting against the bad. That's how I look at it.
Right. And Homer, I actually have renamed it to a meal plan. So it's not my diet, it's my meal plan. So I've started a new meal plan. And that helps me know that it's a lifelong journey that I have.
Yeah, to me, it's just part of life. It's just eating now. It's just what you do. It's just, and I don't even see the other food. It's just, I got my blinders on, and it's just done.
And I think that just about everybody in our group has come to that conclusion that it's not just a 3-month diet plan. It's a life-changing experience. I mean, we're going through a lot of emotional baggage that we're just releasing. And it's hard to explain, but once you go through that, it's empowering. Once you let some of that stuff that has been weighing you down for so long, it lightens the load, if you will.
Does that answer your question, Bob?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, I think it does. It's when I think about the Fortify program, I see it as such a long program. Honestly, I'm just being honest here. Doing 1 week is nothing, but doing 12 weeks is really something. And I think it takes great courage. And if we're going to be moving forward as synergy distributors and trying to share this Fortify program with others, it needs to be pretty clear to us individually what it's all about, what it's like, I guess.
Exactly. I agree with you, Bob. And we have to let people know this just isn't a 3-month diet. It is a life change. And this will give you the tools to help you on your journey.
And one of the good thing about the Fortify group is that Synergy Corporate is really looking at our responses and what is going on in our lives. And they are determining marketing and a lot of other things that are going to be coming down the pike because of this group and some of the challenges and thoughts and issues that we are experiencing during this journey. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
And Judy, this is Homer again. I couldn't imagine going back to the other way I was eating.
Really?
I just can't see myself going back to sweets or sugars or, I can't see that happening.
And would you have thought that 5 weeks ago, Homer?
No, not even. I mean, the thing is, being a diabetic, you think you think you're doing well, okay. Then you'll sneak something. I call it the chronic person. I'm gonna write a book about being a chronic person. But I mean, you're feeling good. Well, I can eat this. That's fine. We kind of talked over it in our last beta group meeting. But it's like the little reward. Yeah, that's just self-sabotage. I don't think I can just go back to doing that.
Mm-hmm. How empowering.
Hey, I find it
Judy,
amazing.
this is Diana. Going back to adding to what Homer said, with him, when he was working, we would eat buffets all the time because we wanted to get our money's worth. And we'd walk out of there like we just had Thanksgiving dinner. And it was the carbs, I mean, total carbs. And, most of the places that you go out to eat, they want to hand you a bread, before your meal comes out and stuff. And we found that, oh, would you like the bread? No, if you could just bring us, a bowl of carrots and celery. I mean, so that's our new regimen. And I've noticed that a lot of the places and a lot of, eating even with our families and stuff, they knew what our bad habits were. And so when we are with the family or we're with our favorite restaurant, they used to know exactly what we liked. And now we go in and they know what our new habits are. And when we do feel like we want to cheat, they're there to support us. And that's what I really like is, we're changing the way other people are thinking, not by pushing our thoughts on them, but just our actions. They're seeing that we're eating differently and we're feeling better and we're looking better, and they're wanting to support us in that. And now those people are coming to us and asking, what else we do besides what they're seeing. And that's what I noticed the most is not necessarily coming up and saying you're looking good, but you're acting and you have more energy and you're glowing, and I like those compliments.
That is wonderful. Okay, we're just about running out of time. Do we have any other questions or comments?
I know that Homer mentioned sabotage. I was the queen of sabotage. I wouldn't even last a whole week, and I would find myself cheating again. But I found when you mentally prepare for this, it makes it that much easier. And when you have that support group, it makes it that much easier. So it's less likely for you to sabotage your meal plan, as you so eloquently put it, Judy.
That's right. That's right. Well, great. Well, thank you, everyone, for your participation.
Hello, Judy.
Yes, Timothy.
It's Donald.
Oh, Donald. Hi.
This is off topic somewhat, today's topic, but I want to thank you and Bob for last week's webinar. I missed it, but luckily Dan taped it, and it was very, very informative. And I appreciate the books shared, and looking forward when I get back stateside to be catching up on my reading of some of those titles.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
Very
Bob put
webinar.
so much effort into making that PowerPoint and doing that.
Yeah.
He just did a great job.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And Yancy brought up a point. He actually reminded me that Judy's birthday is on Tuesday, and I think we should all wish her a happy birthday. And he enjoyed the webinar, and he enjoyed Bob's as well. So I just wanted to bring that up. So happy birthday, Judy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. No cake for me.
I'll share that. Happy birthday.
Bring the vegetables. It works.
Yes.
Happy birthday, Judy. I'll bring the vegetables.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. everyone go out and have a wonderful week. And you know, when you get frustrated over the week, just take a step back and think about what we talked about today, and let us know if it's working for you. So
Everybody
thank you.
have a great week, everyone.